Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Code with Rajeshwari. In this channel, we are diving into some exciting iOS development topics. If you are looking to expand your knowledge of Swift programming or enhance your development skills, you have come to the right place. Let's get started. In today's video, we are going to talk about loops. If you have ever needed to repeat a task multiple times in your code, loops are here to save the day. Loops might seem simple, but they are powerful when it comes to automating repetitive tasks in your code. Let's break down some real world examples of how you can use loops in iOS development. First of all, what is loop? A loop is a simple way to repeat a block of code multiple times without having to write it over and over again. It's perfect for tasks like iterating over a list and performing calculations or even automating repetitive actions in your application. Some real world examples are when you have a list of items like a list of contacts, movies, or products, you can use a loop to populate your table with each item in the array. Instead of writing repetitive code for every item, you can loop through the list and display each one. Now, let's say you want to perform a task repeatedly, like updating a score in a game or checking the new notifications for every few seconds. While a repeating while loop or a timer, you can keep running the task at regular intervals. Let's create a simple playground project where you'll get a better understanding about the loops creation and how this will work. First, let's talk about the for loop. This is one of the most commonly used loops in Swift. It allows you to run a block of code a specific number of times. For example, if you wanted to print numbers from 1 to 5, you can write it like this. This loop will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 one by one. The 1 to 5 is a range, meaning it will run the loop for 5 times, one for each number in the range. Pretty neat, right? If you see in the line number 4, I'm just printing indexes from 1 to 5. If I run this specific for loop, I should see the numbers from 1 to 5 one by one. And in activity area, if you see the for loop executed 5 times. Means if I specifically mentioned 1 to 5, right, so that it gets executed 5 times. If I wanted to run for 10, so you just mention instead of 5, it should be 10. So that's how the for loop works, and it will iterate through one by one. And the second one is for in loop. For in loop is nothing but iterating over collections. Here, what is meant by collections? Collections are nothing but arrays and dictionaries. Another common type which we'll be using in Swift programming language is for in loop. It's great for interacting over collections like arrays or dictionaries. Let's say you have an array of fruits and you wanted to print each one. This will be the code where in line number 14 I'm just taking constant fruits array with the values of apple, banana and orange. I'm just going to add for in loop here with the fruits constant array. This will print apple, banana and orange one at a time. Inside the curly braces, I'm just trying to print the values of fruits. The loop goes through each item in the array and does something with it. In this case, I'm just trying to printing it out. If I run this specific for in loop, I'll be getting an output of apple, banana, orange in the console. And if you see in the activity area, the particular for in loop was executed 3 times. So this is how the for in loop works. And the third one is while loop. This is a while loop runs as long as condition true. Let's say you want to keep subtracting 1 from a number until it reaches to 0. I'm just going to create a simple while loop where I just wanted to get the output as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's create a variable of count in line number 23 and create a simple while loop. Inside a while, I'm just trying to uh, print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and making it count as greater than 0. This loop will print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which means the condition count greater than 0 is true. Once it hits 0, the loop stops. Means if that reaches to 0, particular count has been reached to 0, then the particular loop will stop. So this is how the for loop and while loop and for in loop works. So if I wanted to change the count to 10, let's see how the particular while loop will work. If you see here, now I have taken 5 as a count. So if you see the diagram, it was printed 5 lines, means 5 dots in the diagram. And if I wanted to change the value of 5 to 10, let's see how it works. Just to make a change of count to 10 and try to run the program. In the activity area, particular loop, whether you are using a for loop, while loop or a repeat while loop, they all allow you to perform repetitive tasks in an easy way. But there is another important thing which you must need to know. Let's see the difference between while and repeat while loop. Here is another example. I am going to create a while loop that prints number from 1 to 5. I'm adding a condition where I equals to 1, adding a loop while I less than or equals to 5, and inside the curly braces trying to print and increase the value. As long as I is less than or equal to 0, the loop keeps printing I and then incrementing it by 1 after each iteration. If you observe in line number 8, I'm just making the increment by 1 so that every while loop runs, the increment will happen. And if you see it in the console, the particular while loop was ran for 5 times, and in the console it was printed 1 to 5. Now the repeat while loop is very similar to the while loop, but with one key difference. The code block inside the loop runs at least once regardless of the condition, because the condition is checked after the code executes. Here is what it looks like. I have added where variable I equals to 1 and adding a repeat loop. Inside it I am printing the value, and if you see here, if I'll not add the while after repeat loop, I'll get an error where expected while after body of repeat statement. So if I add while, then the error will go away. And in the console, I can see that the output will print it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like the other loops. And there are other important things which we might need to know, which are breaking out of loops. Sometimes you might want to stop a early loop so that Swift makes it easy with a break statement. If you want to exit a loop before the condition is satisfied, then just use a break statement. Here is an example with a for in loop. I am just making it for loop with the 1 to 10 range, and trying to check if I value is equals to 6, then I'm just breaking the condition, which means I'm just stopping a loop early, and then I'm just printing the value of I. This loop will print numbers from 1 to 5 and stop when I reaches 6 because of the break statement. If you observe in the console, this item was run for 5 times, means the next item is 6, so that it will stop if the I equals to 0. Then skipping iterations. What if you wanted to skip an iterations for the for loop but keep the loop going? For that we use continue. Let's see it in an action. Just creating another for loop with the 1 to 10 range and adding a continue break skipping iteration here and then printing the I value. This will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because when I equals to 3, the loop skips the iteration and moves to the next one. If you observe at line number 39, I'm just adding a print statement of a continue statement and with the I value. If I run that code, I should see the output as in console like a continue statement 1 to 10. So let's see. 1 to 10 I should see. But if you observe I equals to 3, if I equals to value of 3, this just continues. Nothing I'm doing inside the if statement. That is the reason I didn't see the continue statement of 3 in the console. Swift gives us a few different types of loops, each useful in different situations. The for in loop is great for iterating through collections or ranges. The while loop and repeat while loop allow you to repeat code while a condition is true, with the difference being when the condition is checked. And remember, you can control the flow inside the loop using break and continue statements. That's all for today's Swift loop tutorial. I hope this helps you to understand how loops works in Swift and how you can use them in your own projects. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to watch more videos like this. Also, leave any questions or comments below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.